Hello and welcome to this lesson on the hormonal control of the menstrual cycle. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the stages of the menstrual cycle, explain the roles of FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone, and analyze how hormones interact to regulate the menstrual cycle. Let's get started. The menstrual cycle usually lasts about 28 days, although the exact length can vary between individuals. During the cycle, an egg develops and matures inside an ovary. The uterus lining changes throughout the cycle so that it can support a fertilized egg if pregnancy occurs. The cycle is controlled by hormones produced by both the pituitary gland and the ovaries. These hormones work together to ensure the correct events occur at the correct time. The menstrual cycle begins with menstruation, which is commonly known as a period. If fertilization did not happen in the previous cycle, the uterus lining is no longer needed, so the lining breaks down and leaves the body through the vagina. This stage usually lasts for several days. Menstruation marks the beginning of a brand new cycle, giving the body another chance to prepare for a possible pregnancy. After menstruation, the uterus lining begins to repair and build itself back up. As the cycle continues, the lining becomes thicker and richer in blood vessels. This creates a suitable environment where a fertilized egg could implant and begin to develop. This thickening of the uterus lining is mainly stimulated by increasing levels of estrogen. Around the middle of the cycle, usually on day 14, ovulation takes place. Ovulation is when a mature egg is released from one of the ovaries. The egg then enters the oviduct and begins its journey towards the uterus. This is the stage where fertilization is most likely to happen if sperm are present. Ovulation is triggered by a sudden rise or surge in luteinizing hormone, also known as LH. After menstruation, the uterus lining begins to repair and build itself back up. As the cycle continues, the lining becomes thicker and richer in blood vessels. This is important because it creates a suitable environment where a fertilized egg could implant and begin to develop. So what helps the uterus lining thicken? This process is mainly stimulated by increasing levels of estrogen. Now let's look at two important hormones produced by the pituitary gland. The first is follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH. FSH helps an egg mature inside a follicle in the ovary. It also stimulates the ovary to produce estrogen. The second hormone is luteinizing hormone, or LH. LH has a key job. It triggers ovulation and causes the mature egg to be released. Now let's look at the hormones produced by the ovary. Estrogen is produced by the developing follicle in the ovary. Its job is to repair and thicken the uterus lining after menstruation. Estrogen also reduces the release of FSH, which helps make sure that usually only one egg matures. But here is the important switch. When estrogen reaches high levels, it stimulates the release of LH. After ovulation, progesterone becomes the dominant hormone. Progesterone maintains the thickened uterus lining and prepares the body for a possible pregnancy. Now let's bring the hormones together and see how they interact during the menstrual cycle. At the beginning of the cycle, FSH stimulates a follicle in the ovary to develop. As the follicle grows, it produces increasing amounts of estrogen. Estrogen helps repair and thicken the uterus lining after menstruation. Then, when estrogen reaches a high level, it stimulates the release of LH. This sudden surge in LH causes ovulation, where the mature egg is released. After ovulation, the follicle becomes the corpus luteum, which produces progesterone. Progesterone maintains the thickened uterus lining, keeping it ready for a possible pregnancy. So each hormone has a specific role, and together they make sure the reproductive system is properly prepared at the right time. Now let's look at what happens after ovulation. If fertilization occurs, the corpus luteum continues producing progesterone. This is important because progesterone prevents the uterus lining from breaking down and helps support the developing embryo. Later on, the placenta takes over the job of producing progesterone. But what happens if fertilization does not occur? In that case, the corpus luteum breaks down. Progesterone levels fall. Without enough progesterone, the uterus lining can no longer be maintained, so it begins to break down. This leads to menstruation, and the menstrual cycle starts again. Now let's dive into some exam-style practice question. You can pause the video and try it yourself. For question number 1, describe the role of FSH in the menstrual cycle. FSH is released by the pituitary gland at the start of the menstrual cycle. It stimulates the maturation of an egg inside a follicle in the ovary. FSH also stimulates the ovary to produce estrogen. Next, question number 2. Explain how ovulation is controlled by hormones. As the egg matures, increasing amounts of estrogen are produced by the ovary. When estrogen reaches a high level, it stimulates the pituitary gland to release LH. The surge in LH causes ovulation. Ovulation usually occurs around day 14 of the menstrual cycle. For the last question, explain what happens if an egg is not fertilized after ovulation. After ovulation, the follicle becomes the corpus luteum and produces progesterone. If the egg is not fertilized, the corpus luteum breaks down. This causes progesterone levels to fall. The uterus lining can no longer be maintained and begins to break down. The shedding of the uterus lining is called menstruation.